everybody. I have a special guest today cooking with us. Well, we're kind of cooking. We're making gazpacho, which is an Italian cold soup made with fresh tomatoes, fresh cucumber from our garden, fresh herbs, peppers, and I have a nice little guest with me today. I have Lawrence First from our partnership with Homeport. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, honored to be here. Thanks for having me, Chef Corey.
You're welcome.
And I'm our Director of Resident Services at Homeport. We're an affordable housing developer here in Central Ohio. We have about 45 communities across Central Ohio. We serve about 6,700 residents across all of our homes. And in our Resident Services Department, we work with our residents to help them stay housed and our housing stability needs if they have them. As well as having you all out with the Veggie van at one of our senior sites, and we're looking to expand that certainly. And we also have a host of out-of-school time programming at a number of our sites as well that we're very proud of our partners to have out there.
Awesome. We also have 2 classes in August. We have the fresh to frozen, showing you how to take your fresh produce and then freezing it for the later months, making jellies and syrups and smoothies with it. And then we also have quick bite breakfast. That's showing right before school, showing parents how to get those kids out of the house faster. So we're gonna start today, and since Lawrence here is not a really good cook, we're gonna show him how to make something really quick that he can either make at home. It's going to be so simple. So I'm going to do the chopping, and then Lawrence is going to put everything in here. This is one of those where you know how you have a one-pot meal? This is different. This is going to be a not a pot so much. It's going to be, you can either do a blender or you can do a food processor. So with that in mind, we're going to start off with our basic. We are going to dice up our tomatoes. Great. Okay, first we're going to dice up our tomatoes. Since gazpacho is an Italian fresh, I think it's more from Sicily. I think it's based on that. It's a very cold soup. A lot of people have different variations. They can do a tomato gazpacho, you can do a watermelon gazpacho, a peach gazpacho. I'm trying to think what other ones have I seen. But it's a garden. We're gonna make a garden gazpacho. So we're gonna put all these nice ripe tomatoes in there. And the funny thing about this is that you can do this and leave those tips in it. You don't have to, this is not a pretty kind of thing, so you don't have to have it like uniform. I just cut like this, but you can cut it anyway because it doesn't matter because it's gonna go in the food processor, so it's gonna chunk it all up. So you see how the tomatoes are cutting up and getting smaller and smaller and the juice is turning white? Don't fear, that's not gonna be the color you end with. So we're gonna stop pulsing there. And now we're gonna add in, our herbs. And these herbs have come out of our garden, I believe Dodge. And so I have mint, I have oregano, and then I have thyme. And I'm just gonna put it straight up just like this. Put that in there. We're gonna take one 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. We're gonna take 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. We're gonna do some shots of Tabasco. All right, we're gonna pulse those. Okay, and then we got a sweet onion. Sweet onions are normally white, not white on the outside, but white flesh. You want to use them more for cold soups because they have the flavor in onion, but they have that sweetness in it, so that makes it better for salads or gazpacho like this. We're just going to roughly cut it down. Add that to our gazpacho. And he's gonna blend that for me. See how everything is like starting to just like, you're starting to see like the onion, you can see the tomato. So now we're gonna take 3 carrots. You're gonna peel these. Now, if you don't want to peel it and you want a more heartier soup, it's fine. You can just wash them, put it with the peels. It's a preference. My preference is I like to peel my carrots because sometimes the dirt and everything else might still be stuck in there. So when I'm eating a soup and I'm not cooking it off, I like to just do it straight up. But if I was doing a chicken soup and I was boiling it, I leave the peel on. So you see the difference is when you want to eat something right away, you're cautious of what impurities you're putting into your soup that you can't cook away. So we're just gonna take off that peel, like so. We're gonna cut the tops off. We're gonna cut the bottoms off. And then we're just gonna cut these in half, both ways. Like that. Lay it back down where it's flat. I'm just gonna roughly cut these apart. Just like that. We're gonna put them, I'm gonna put them in here first for you, and then you can form it. So tell me, since you're from Maryland, what's your favorite food?
Oh, Maryland blue crabs, of course.
Really?
Of course, there's nothing like it. You know, really can get them all year, but really more seasonal in the summertime. I was fortunate enough to go crabbing when I was younger as well, and so there's nothing like Maryland blue crabs. And now you might see Maryland style crab cake on different menus, but unless you're in the state of Maryland, it's not authentic.
Right, right. And so what makes a Maryland crab cake other than the crab? What makes it that Maryland crab cake? Is it the seasoning? Do you do obey? Do you guys have a special Creole season? Is it a special way you guys season it with?
You know, Old Bay is definitely a staple. A lot of places will make their own seasoning and kind of base it off of that or something. But it's, you can get it either way, fried or broiled. If you ever get a chance to get one authentically, get it broiled. And it's just lump back thin crab meat.
Oh, so it's like when you bite into it, it's not that flaky.
It ain't no flake, it ain't no filler, it's just all back thin blue crab meat, and that's where it's at.
Oh, so now we're gonna peel the cucumber, get all that off. And these are cucumbers straight from our garden, one of our educational gardens that our gardener Felix has brought. So we're gonna put those even with the seeds. We're not gonna scrape them out. So tell me, what else is Maryland famous for?
So in the summertime, snowballs. So I see that look on your face. Not shaved ice, Not Italian ice, but an actual snowball. So it was originated in Baltimore.
Okay.
Something like a shaved ice, like you might be familiar with here in the Midwest, but a little bit different. It's more like kind of like a crushed ice deal. And there's a few specific flavors that are unique to like the Snowball brand. I guess you say egg custard being one of them.
Really?
We also finish them off with dollops of, fluffy marshmallow.
Really?
On top of our snowballs.
Why is it? I've never heard this. Have you guys ever heard this? Okay. Okay. So
Get a chance to check out a Snowball stand if you're ever in Baltimore or Maryland.
Okay.
And pit beef.
Pit beef.
So, brisket is real big out here. I guess would kind of somewhat be the equivalent to. But pit beef is unique, style in which they char, like a round roast. Slice it super thin, and then serve it. You can serve it rye ways. I prefer rye bread with onions and mustard personally.
Okay.